Hey guys, and welcome to Let's Play Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game. This is a downloadable title for the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live Arcade, and is one that I didn't really get around to actually downloading until about a few weeks ago. I'm wanting to say this has been out for a while, maybe even like a couple years or so, I'm honestly not sure. But I'm not really like huge into the PSN downloading type thing. I've got a handful of games, but most of them are actually PS1 classics that are been re-released on the PSN, so I don't know if those really count or not. But really, my interest in this game sort of came about whenever I finally saw the movie for the first time, which was also about a few weeks ago. They kind of coincided, and actually really enjoyed it. So I looked around and saw that there was actually a game based on the Scott Pilgrim story, which, of course, it's all kind of based on the graphic novels. This game was actually probably more true to those than the actual movie was. I don't really know anything about the graphic novels, but that's just kind of what I've heard. So if you've really only seen the movie, kind of like me, there may be a couple things that sort of make you, give the game a funny look, but I suppose it's all true. True to the graphic novels. I really don't know, but either way, here you go. The concept's pretty much the same. I mean, it's not really a complicated plot. Scott Pilgrim, of course, the main character, fell in love with Ramona Flowers. She's got 7 evil ex-boyfriends. You know how this thing works. So, he's got to defeat all of them in order to be with her, and that's basically the game. It's not really that complicated. So, alright, let's go ahead and get into it. So we can check out some of the settings and stuff if we want. We don't really need to. I'm going to leave all the volume all the way up because we're going to be rocking out this time. We can reset our character data because it basically stays saved with the character. You don't have like different saved games. So if you kind of wanted to like start over with one, you need to do that. But I actually don't need to because I already have. So let's get into the story mode here. We've got, I'm assuming, easy, normal, and hard. It's not really set anywhere, but when in doubt, just go with middle of the line. And here we can select between our 4 characters. We, of course, have Scott Pilgrim, Ramona Flowers, Steven Stills, and Kim Pine. These 3 making up the band Sex Bomb, of course. And she's the drummer, guitarist, and bassist, and also lead singer there. I'm going to go with Scott because he's pretty much the main character. As a side note, it's kind of funny that you can actually play as Ramona, because that's basically say you're going to have to defeat them yourself. That's kind of interesting, but we're going to go with Scott. We can also pick our shirt color, I guess, if you had 4 people who wanted to like play as the same character so you can tell them apart. I usually go with the blue just because it's what I'm used to seeing. I guess people who are fans of the graphic novel might be disappointed in that choice, but well, I'm not, so I like the blue. So let's go ahead and get this started. There's a lot of mechanics in this game that could probably use explaining. I mean, it's actually pretty intricate once you get to it, but I'm pretty much going to let the game speak for itself for the most part. We can go over the very, very basics, though. Like, we've got our fast combos, our strong attacks, we can guard, we can jump, we can also jump kick. And we got another attack if we press R1. So you do kind of this little special spinning kick, very Ryu-like from Street Fighter, the move that like nobody ever really uses. But you can see it used up the bottom of our meters there. That's down to 86. And let's go ahead and get in a fight, and we'll explain this as we're doing stuff. Basically, those are your gut points. Obviously, the meter at the top with the heart is your health points. If those run to 0, you get knocked out. But with gut points, if you still have some left whenever you get knocked out, you actually will stand back up and get some health back, depending on how many gut points you have. So they're basically like a second health bar, and using like the special attacks actually takes away gut points. So that's why you're pretty much never going to see them after this stage. Pretty much after I use each one once. There is another one we can use. I guess we can go ahead and do it. And you can see we call Knives Chow to our aid there. She pretty much stuns the enemies. It doesn't really do a lot, and like I said before, it uses gut points, so again, you'll probably never see that after this. But otherwise, the gameplay is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, it's a retro-themed beat-em-up. It's actually very similar to... oops, I accidentally hit the button. Didn't mean to do that. It's actually very similar to River City Ransom on the NES, if you ever played that. If you haven't, you need to. It is a great game. So that may be part of why I actually like this game quite a bit. It's pretty fun. I mean, items and stuff are just flying around everywhere. It gets pretty crazy, especially later on once more enemies start showing up at once. And there's also a couple other things, like every time you hit an enemy, you gain some experience, which is actually a lot like the original Double Dragon games. because if you remember, you have the hearts there, and every time you get up to 1,000 experience, you learn a new move with it. So it's actually very similar in this game as well. And this game has stats. It's got 4 of them, which we'll get into later. And that's also very River City Ransom-like, except slightly less complicated, actually. There we go, gained our first level, and you can see we learned a new move. With this one, we learned this little sliding kick, like that. It's pretty nice for, like, engaging enemies for the first time. It's also good for hitting enemies while they're on the ground. If this guy would stop blocking, there we go. See, I can kind of knock him down and then do some slide kicks while he's down and get some extra damage in, so... Nope. Kicked me, that's not cool. Nice hat, by the way. And of course, you've seen these various items and weapons. You can pick them up and use them and throw them. Generally, I kind of stay away from weapons for the most part, at least until we learn one of the moves we're going to learn later on. But for now, I tend to just kind of leave them alone. And you're also going to be seeing me use that jumping dash kick, uppercut, jumping dash kick combo that I've kind of been using almost exclusively. Dude, really? Because it's really nice. The jumping dash kick actually does quite a lot of damage. And you're very mobile while you're doing it, so that's generally a good way to stay safe, is to keep moving. Alright, so now we got this fat guy. He looks kind of like a mini-boss, but he's actually really not that tough. If you do this, you can pretty much just keep him down the whole time and not have to worry about it. But yeah, he looks like a mini-boss, but it turns out he's really just a regular enemy. He just kind of gets his own little entrance there. There we go. That's the way you do it. Get both of them with it. And you can see we are picking up money, and now also I've got this little yellow flashy thing, and I'm running super fast. If you knock out 5 enemies in a row, I think without getting hit, you'll get that, and you get basically a gigantic boost in speed. It's kind of crazy. It can be a little hard to control, actually, if you're not used to it. You also get a... Ah, crap, I didn't get to show it. But you also get another, like, special attack you can use where you basically just mash the button repeatedly, and you get them in, like, this combo where you can get, like, 65 hits, and it just keeps hitting them over and over. I'll show that, of course, eventually. It usually tends to happen on its own anyway, whether you want it to or not. Yeah, and you can also probably already tell these blue guys are very annoying because they love to pick up items and throw them at you, and they also block a lot, so... Oh, wow, I think he tried to dogpile me there. They can do that if you're on the ground, which can be nice sometimes. I was also trying to use that guy's weapon. There we go. And if you mash buttons, you get out with minimal damage, and you take out all those guys. It also will pretty much automatically get you this little speed boost thing. So it actually can be somewhat beneficial if they dogpile you. You know, it's kind of nice sometimes. Okay, here we go. You can see we just kind of get them in this automatic thing, and we can keep hitting them as many times as we want. Well, not as many times. I think it stops at 65 total. And there it goes, yep. So that can be nice because you can pretty much do... You can kill basically anything with that, really, no matter who it is, so you can just get so much damage. And now these guys with the purple hair I really don't like. Their speed is absolutely through the roof, and especially at this point in the game, that can be somewhat damaging to you if you get caught off guard. So they also get up instantly, so you really don't have a chance to hit them while they're on the ground. Good thing I jumped. See, that's why I like that jumping kick, too, because they have a really tough time hitting you if you're in the air, and it'll let you get past a lot of dudes that way. Alright, now I think, yeah, we're going to battle a couple dogs here. They're somewhat quick, and they like to keep their distance from you, which can be annoying when you can only really hit them with, you know, attacks, like, from your fists and stuff. But they're not too bad, especially if you do, like, those dashing jump kicks. Their attacks can be somewhat unprovoked. They're kind of quick, but that's not too bad. Alright, now this guy's mad, I guess, that I beat up his dogs. That guy's gonna hit me with a snowball. And yeah, you're going to get hit in this game, and you're pretty much definitely going to die in this game, too. I mean, that's just how it is. You know, they give you lives, so you're not really meant to go through it all in one. I guess you could if you were good enough. But there you can see we've got a star that was kind of over that door, which is a sign that there's a secret inside, and we'll get to go to this place. Very bright and vivid. This is a subspace highway, which plays a much bigger role in the graphic novels, I would assume, because it's really only barely mentioned in passing, like once, in the movie. So, But yeah, you can see we've got flying piggy banks we can defeat, and they'll give us money, which is nice. And they also count towards enemies you knock out, so you can get the speed boost that way as well. And later on, we'll get into some that also have coin blocks in them as well. Alright, there we go. And you'll also generally skip a good portion of the level. This one doesn't actually skip a lot. You're pretty much just at the end of the last section that we actually went in it. So, alright, this is a slightly annoying group. We got one of the fast guys, we got a big guy, and those guys with the funky glasses, I'm not sure really what to call them, they also like to pick up items and throw them at you. And here, this can be a problem, because there's actually a lot of snowballs they can pick up, and that little ice thing he threw like slides around a lot and is really annoying. So I guess we're going to kill this guy last. There we go. So yeah, like finding a combo you like is generally a good thing to do in this game because you can get a lot of damage in. You can see that actually took that guy out with just that series of hits. So. Oh, and here we are in the shopping district. We're actually going to get introduced to stores. I guess we can check out one of them. This one we're not going to be able to buy anything at, but as you can see, we can pretty much just walk in and we can buy things if we want. Of course, this one we'd have to pay Scott's late fees of $504.25. So yeah, we're not going to be getting anything here. If you do pay that off, you can get some pretty good things afterwards, but that's just way too much money for me. I'll never have that much at once. But there are various stores around that'll sell you like food to recover your health, or sometimes to boost your stats. So different stores just kind of go for different things. You kind of just have to figure out what you want and well, go there. And it's kind of a pain because they don't really tell you what anything does. And it's very much like River City Ransom, like I mentioned before. So you know, you just kind of have to either buy things and find out what they do, or look up a guide on the internet. I guess we have that advantage now that we didn't have back in the NES era. So, and yeah, the soundtrack's also picked up here. I can't believe I haven't mentioned that yet. The soundtrack for this game, as you can tell, is very retro themed, but it also kind of mixes it with more modern stuff. Like there's electric guitars being brought in, you know, in this section of the music. So it's really well done. It's very catchy tunes that are awesome background music for this. So that dude just popped out of the trash can. Alright, so we're actually up to over $50, which is pretty good. That's usually more than I have at this point, so that definitely works. And now there are a couple stores actually back up there that I want to check out. There's two right here. These two are basically like stat boosting stores. These Flatiron's Books is an obvious River City Ransom reference, but we're going to go into Shockwave Records. This is basically where I like to build up my stats. You can see we've got a couple things here. The Clash of Demon Head, this will do willpower, this will do strength, this will do speed, and that will do defense. So those are our four stats, which I guess we can get into a little bit after I buy some stuff here. I generally like to start out with strength and speed, because those are actually very, very helpful. We'll get into what they do before too long. Alright, so we got enough to buy another one. Let's go ahead and upgrade strength one more time. And then also did a couple other things. These will refill your gut points by quite a bit. I think it's like 64 apiece. And they'll also get you a little bit of experience, so that's pretty good. Alright, so when it comes to stats, I mentioned we have 4 that we can upgrade. We have our strength, speed, defense, and willpower. Strength, of course, affects how much damage you do to enemies. You can see I'm definitely dealing much larger numbers now for the most part. And it also affects your critical hit rate, which is really nice, actually. Getting critical hits is really, really good in this game. It does insane damage. Then, of course, speed is going to be your attack speed as well as your movement speed, so they're kind of both intertwined into one stat. Speed is really good to have. Speed is really good to have because it keeps your combos from being interrupted. I mean, there's like very few things that are more annoying than when you have a guy in like a perfect spot and then you just get interrupted by somebody else or even by that guy. So it's really nice to have. And then of course defense decreases the amount of damage you take as well as increases your max HP. You get 1 point per 1 defense over 100. You start with 100, you get a maximum of 200. So, and then willpower is kind of actually an obscure and somewhat complicated stat to explain. But the main effect is that it increases your gut point total by 1. Again, you can have up to 200 of those as well. But also, whenever you get knocked down, it will refill more HP per GP. That's, like I said, it's kind of weird to explain, but yeah. So we also have a little secret right here. Basically, anytime you see a star in the background, you can usually do something with it. And you can see this will actually kind of move away the wall and reveal Wallace's mystery shop. And Wallace, if I'm not mistaken, is Scott's awesome gay roommate, as self-described. So yeah, he sells some interesting things. The Ambrosia in particular is a really, really good recovery item, but it's all very expensive. And again, I'll pretty much never buy anything from there. So just to kind of show where it is. Also got Pac-Man ghosts on the wall. Oh, nice. Got another level up. Alright, now the move that we got for this one, tap circle and attack. Circle is, of course, the guard button. That is actually a counter attack, which can be really nice. It's somewhat hard to use sometimes because enemies attack so quickly. Let's see if we can... Yeah, see, the only problem with that attack is that it leaves you open from behind. Thankfully, he decided to just kind of hold me in place and not actually do anything, so that works. Alright, we're actually getting pretty close to the end of the level here. You can hear the music kind of fading out a bit as we're moving on to this snowy field area. Just beat these guys up. Go back and pick up the money that guy dropped. Yeah, you don't want to pass up money. Anytime you get the chance to get money, you want to take it. Because as you can guess, since money is really the only way you can upgrade your stats in this game, money is like completely your lifeblood. So you want to pick that up anytime you get the chance. Alright, so let's just beat up these piggy banks some more. I couldn't get that one. Like I said, money, it's very, very good. So we're going to run around and collect them. It can take a little while, especially when you get these coin blocks, because they actually drop 12 coins apiece. So you kind of have to run around a lot to pick everything up. It can be a little bit annoying, but like I said, it's definitely worth it. And yeah, like I said, they drop 12 coins. Each of them are a quarter, so basically you get $3 per block. Got 2 here. And you can see I'm attacking like super fast. That's because the yellow thing boosts your speed, which, like I said, is also linked to your attack speed. So that also helps out in that regard. Come on, can we not grab those down here? Alright, fine. It's just 50 cents. It'll be alright. So I'll try not to spend too much time. It could be really... I can't tell if it's back here or if it's actually on the block. That's kind of strange. But yeah, I'll try not to spend too much time, but I do want to get the money, so you may just have to bear with me a bit when we're in those subspace highways. Okay, and now we get to square off against Matthew Patel, Ramona's first evil ex-boyfriend, of course, with mystical powers. So Matthew Patel is pretty straightforward. You can see he's got a couple moves that the regular enemies don't have, but for the most part, it's basically just a straightforward battle, with a couple exceptions that you'll see later. But generally what I like to do is sort of just keep my distance and then jump in. Usually if you jump in like that, he doesn't really know what to do and doesn't defend against it or attack you in return. Now here he's going to just stand in the middle and summon this demon hipster chicks, which are very easy to take care of. Just stand here and do jump kicks as they come along and you'll knock him down. He won't do anything until you take them all down, so... Alright, now he's flashing orange, which means he's getting closer to dying. Ooh, out of the way. Yeah, if he blocks your attacks, you generally just want to move. Ah, crap. I was kind of hoping I could do this without getting hit. I have before, but... He's getting a little more defensive on me here. And you can't block that fireball either, so don't try. I'll just take damage. Oh, cool. I actually knocked him up on the stage. Yeah, if you have good timing, you can counter him. There you go. There's a counter. You just kind of have to get lucky, though, because he attacks pretty quickly. I'm surprised he actually, because he was breathing heavy, which means he's about down. He actually didn't go into his final phase, where he summons the demon hipster chicks, and they just breathe fire, like, pretty much all over the place. When that does happen, by the way, if you're playing along, I like to just stay on the bottom and fight them here, because they actually can't hit you there. So it's kind of weird that he didn't do that. I've never seen that happen, but... Either way, we took him down and cleared the area. 92 KOs. Man, all those poor fools getting knocked out. And by the way, get used to seeing scenes of Scott and Ramona kissing. They do that a lot. Alright, so now as you can see, we're ready to take on the second stage. But they're also actually really nice enough to give you a drop point back here in the shopping district. So really, anytime you want, you can just head back here and you can see we're already like halfway through the level, and this is where all the stores are. So whenever you have money to spend, like I kind of do right now, you can pretty much just come through here and, you know, pick your store of choice, and then you can actually head out, as we'll soon see, without needing to complete the level. So we can just go back into Shockwave Records here, get us some extra speed, get us some extra strength. There you go, and then once you're done, turn the map. So it's really cool that they give you a way to just get back to the stores quickly. There's another one later on that we're going to be using that's really convenient as well. So